Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our next fight. Making his way to the cage and fighting out of the red corner, it's Khaldon Roukie.
Welcome back to CageZilla 75, where we are welcoming Khaldon Roukie to the cage. Khaldon is back for his second bout with CageZilla, where he has never lost. Scoring a TKO victory over Mohammed Benglar at CageZilla 70, which now allows him to boast a 100% finishing rate. His two losses have both come by split decisions, so he's been one judge away from having a record of 3-0. He was scheduled to fight Mike Smellsberger on this card. Smellsberger pulled out, and Atwell stepped up. He trains under former UFC fighter Kamal and our own Charles DeGisco, who will be in the corner with Khaldon tonight. Khaldon, I'm very excited to see. He's a good jiu-jitsu competitor with good striking background and under good UFC veteran coaching with Kamal in his corner. So his skills are very good, and he mixes them well, which is something that amateur fighters usually have to evolve into. Right now, he's a lot of cage experience with those two split decision losses and a lot of things that he probably has these small regrets over, these small decisions where he could have improved, but that's always a dangerous fighter, especially in the amateurs where rapid growth happens every day, every fight. Khaldon steps into the cage now for his fourth amateur fight, trying to get his record up to 2-2.
And his opponent, making his way to the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Jake Atwell.
Coming out of Westminster, Maryland from Rising Tide Academy, we have Jake Atwell. Jake is making his CageZilla debut. Jake has been fighting competitively for 6 years, but took a hiatus in 2019 only to return to action in June of this year, scoring a decision victory over a very tough Dmitry Yakovlev. All of Jake's victories have come by decision, and 2 of his 3 losses have been decided the same way, which means Jake is very tough and can grind for a full fight, just like his opponent. He trains out of Rising Tide Academy under Mike Stewart and UFC heavyweight Alexander Romanov. Rising Tide Academy is actually where I got my first start in jiu-jitsu and martial arts, period. Mike Stewart has built an incredible network of academies out in Maryland, now with one in Columbia, Maryland, one in Westminster, and another high-tech Rising Tide, having just opened on Naxayed. Both fighters have UFC coaches that have helped them develop, and having that experience is incredibly helpful. Jake coming in with more of a boxing and wrestling background, having also earned his blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Him and Khaldon probably are some of the more even matchups here, but Khaldon spotting a nice height advantage of 3 inches at 5'9", meanwhile Jake Atwell at 5'6". I'm very excited to see the match. We're going to see who can get to their dominant skill set first, whose will can be imposed, and who can mix their skills the best, since both of them pretty much have equal accolades on paper. Jake Atwell steps into the cage now for his 6th amateur bout. And we'll throw it back to Chris in the cage to make his final announcements.
Salisbury Center, this bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the CageZilla lightweight division. It is brought to you by our friends sitting right there in the VIP section. That's Sixto from Sand Screen Printing, turning ink into art. And Tobaccoology, fine cigars and tobacco run by fine people with locations in Manassas and Haymarket. And now, starting out, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'9" and weighing in at 155 pounds, fighting out of District Martial Arts with a record of 1 win and 2 defeats, it's Khaldon Roukie. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5'6" and weighing in at 155 pounds, fighting out of Rising Tide Academy with a record of 1 win and 3 defeats, it's Jake Atwell. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the CageZilla lightweight division. It is brought to you by Sand Screen Printing and Tobaccoology, and your referee is Michael Dolman.
Mike Dolman going to get the show going. Telling both fighters to get ready as we lock these cage doors. Both fighters hanging out at the cage. Intent, locked in. Here we go. Atwell settling for being heels to the cage. Interesting choice. This is actually a very dangerous position in MMA, but some fighters like to have that runway behind their opponent. Now starting to circle his way back in. Not a strike thrown yet. Both fighters just feeling out distance.
We've seen both of these guys in the CageZilla cage before, so I am expecting one hell of a fight right here.
Both of them are very boxing centric. You can just see it from their stance, how they're holding that wide, strong base.
Feeling each other out.
Interesting to see how Jake is just building up where he wants to fight. He's willing to give ground, but understands how to circle his way back to the center.
Tell you what, that guy is built like a pit bull, man. Short and stocky, really good wrestling build.
Absolutely. Honestly, his height is actually an advantage to the level change. He doesn't have to drop as low, and he's already there. Ooh, great leg kick coming from Jake Atwell.
He really wound up for that one, too. A lot of power behind that.
Running into it on the blitz. Let's see how Khaldon responds. Right now, in a low volume fight as it is, one leg kick couldn't be the difference between where a round goes.
Charles and I always joke around and say guys with the neck tattoos are the ones you don't want to mess with, Liam. So
there's a certain level of toughness to have a needle repetitively stabbed in your neck. Oh, Khaldon starting to fire it off.
He telegraphed that one, though. Jake saw that one coming all the way and was able to get out of the way.
I'm liking how aware Jake is. He is patient, but he's afforded himself this patience, whereas Khaldon probably needs to start stepping up his aggression.
Oh,
a jab and a stumble. We can't tell if that's true damage or just off balance.
Well, he walked right into it, caught him flush right on the chin, Liam. And that's another thing we talk about a lot is when you're coming in, you have those hands that far apart, they're going to throw something right down Main Street, and you're probably going to get clipped, right?
Absolutely. Great overhand from Jake Atwell, kind of rushing in afterwards. But I like now how he's starting to cage Khaldon to that fence line. Ooh, and he's coming with heat as well, but flip positions in the cage. For those at home, one of the reasons why having your back to the cage is so dangerous, you have one direction you can't move. With 30 seconds left, these guys are fighting, but you'll see that whoever has their back to the cage is usually the one who's a little more aware of how much danger they're in, whereas the one pressuring knows where they can cut off. Khaldon right now dancing around the cage line. Oh, Jake Atwell starting to roll under the hooks. That is a scary thing to do when you've committed to a punch and that man just goes under. Oh, getting out of the way, the big right hand coming his way, Khaldon. That's the end of the first round. Both fighters will go back to their corner. Chris, what did you see in there?
Well, pretty good technical fight so far on their feet, right? I mean, both guys throwing some good shots and both guys getting out of the way of those good shots. So, you know, in a fight where you're seeing two guys with a couple more losses than wins, it's not something you traditionally expect to see, but very evenly matched so far on their feet.
Very evenly matched and evenly scored. I don't have strike counts in front of me, but honestly, it felt like they tagged each other out the same way. I think Jake Atwell had maybe some of the more forward-moving shots, but Khaldon, the one who stepped in and got Jake to have a little stumble.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I wonder how much that stumble matters on the scorecards. You know, we always wonder what are you scoring? You know, are you scoring aggression? Are you scoring ring control? Are you scoring damage done? Are you scoring it all together? And every judge scores a little bit differently, even though, you know, they have their guides that they're supposed to go by, right?
Absolutely. We're coming to the second round with something that was such low volume. It's a tight one. That is going to be a sort of like personal discretion by the judges.
Yet another beautiful match made by our very own Ryan McDonald. This has been a great night so far, and we're only 3 fights in, Liam.
Absolutely. We'll see who can set the tone better in this second round. Only 3-minute rounds for the amateur, but the rules resemble exactly that of a professional fight. Ooh, good look from Khaldon trying to stop that forward movement of Atwell. Atwell having these good step-in fakes, but not building much after it. He's getting Khaldon to bite. I'd like to see something built off the reaction, like that jab right there coming under the jaw.
But both fighters looking a little bit more hesitant here, little not willing to really commit, and then I say that and they tie up.
I like this strategy by Khaldon. He does not have a wrestling pedigree like Atwell, but the fence line changes who has a wrestling advantage. Right there, willing to separate and land the damage that he wanted. If he can recycle that situation, that could be a good strategy. But Atwell now feeling like he's behind and wants to add something to it.
You know, I like how Roukie landed his damage right there and then got out. You know, got out of the way of harm.
Atwell was building good frames, creating good separation. Instead of trying to fight for something that he was losing, Khaldon understood what the opportunity was and took it. But now with his own back to the fence, he needs to start moving or establishing some damage. Otherwise, Atwell just gets to keep the pressure and have that cage control.
Yep.
Oh, good right hand as Roukie tries to step out.
And I was gonna say, I'm wondering when Atwell is gonna try to step in and close this distance.
Same here for somebody with the wrestling and jiu-jitsu background.
Exactly.
I'm surprised that there hasn't been an attempt at the floor.
Well, and with that experience, you don't have to be so afraid to getting close for a stand-up exchange. You know, if you're worried about getting taken down and stuff like that, I could understand that if you don't have the jiu-jitsu or the wrestling pedigree that Atwell has. But he is comfortable just staying at distance. Could be
good 3-punch combination put together. Atwell's doing a great job putting combinations that get Roukie moving backwards, but he's not putting together damage with them yet. And that's what's keeping this fight so close. You have a lot of movement, not a lot of actual scores. Oh, but now 2 good leg kicks.
chopping down that lead leg.
Roukie's entire corner is asking him to take steps forward, trying to build pressure going forward.
Just not a whole lot of forward pressure by Atwell still. I'm surprised by this. So like you were, there we go.
Oh, good leg catch takedown. He's going to go for the back right here. Roukie intelligently finding that cage, just scrape him off.
Yep, he popped up right away. He does not want to be on the ground.
Atwell's doing the right thing, keeping between Roukie's hips in the cage. That's a great way to maintain his control as the second round comes to a close. These small things, if you score the damage equal, at the moment, I would have to give that round to Atwell because of the grappling he came forward on. But again, this is a very tight matchup because both fighters, while moving, need to take those risks to establish themselves a little more.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Atwell is going to switch up his strategy here going into the third round. I think, you could argue that it's probably tied 1-1 right now, wouldn't you, Liam?
I could say that. Honestly, at this point, this is one of those things where this would be an easier thing to call as a split decision, just because I could see it scored either way on that first round.
I feel the same way.
I like Mike Stewart imploring Atwell to try to attack the body more with his striking. I think both fighters are very hesitant and moving away very quickly, but if you move your head away first, the body gets left behind, and Mike Stewart sees opportunity there.
All right, here we go. Third and final round, Liam.
We'll see who can either establish themselves as a dominant presence or just at least edge out some more good moments for the judges to remember. At this point, I'd be imploring these fighters that optics matter, what these judges see matter.
I'm wondering if either one of them feels a sense of urgency here, like they've got to let it all hang out, or if they're just going to settle and still work their game plan.
Good, they're tying up now. I like this by Roukie. They saw opportunity against the fence wall. Roukie getting his head framed back. Oh, hard shot.
Wow.
Atwell doing a good job making Roukie's opportunity his own, to getting the takedown. He has to defend this guillotine, but right now he's in a good place to do it, and his head slips out, establishing that half guard. Oh, he's already looking for damage. He's going to control for a little bit longer, but trying to isolate that head and arm as well. Atwell has options here. He's just kind of letting things settle, not rushing too hard.
And I completely agree. I think Atwell should just stay heavy on the top and not let, well, and just as I say that, the commentator Kerr strikes.
Rookie's doing a good job of collecting his legs, getting that body lock. He stood up. Atwell maintaining the cage pressure, not letting Roukie get true separation. He's going to go back down those legs. This guillotine is a little dangerous right now. Rookie's just attaching himself to the body. There's a thread here, but it's not a large one. Atwell could score just another look, outside reap. Atwell can either go for that single or, oh, no. Roukie pulls the legs back. Atwell gets his head out of the guillotine, though.
But, Liam, this deep in the fight, you know, fighters are sweaty, arms are weak. You know, it's kind of hard to sink that guillotine in real well, isn't it?
Especially when the shoulder is right on your chest. If you're trying to wrap a guillotine, but your opponent has their shoulder dug into your chest, it's incredibly hard to get the other hand through to create the blood closure to the brain. Roukie able to switch the position now. He needs to start scoring some damage, though. That was a bad look for him to get switch damage. If he can get a takedown and add up a tally, he could turn this round back in his favor.
And we got to be in short time right now, Liam, so he's got to do something quickly.
At a 3-minute round, they only have 1 minute left. Atwell even scoring his own tags. Mike Dolce looking at this. Oh, good boxing. Oh, Roukie gets a right hand over the top, though. I really enjoy how Atwell made Rookie's opportunity his own, just staying in that exchange for one more punch, landing the last blow, and Roukie having a big reaction that makes Atwell look very good.
Yeah. Roukie really needs to pour it on right here and try to steal this round. He's just not comfortable with it. What do you look for here? Do you look for a big shot or do you look for a takedown?
Honestly, big shot into a takedown would be my name. But with 10 seconds to go, it has to be one big action. You don't have much time, and Atwell he's just going to keep this cage pressure and probably ride out a win of the round. We'll see if he got one of those early rounds under his belt too.
So I'm not mad about that, though. Really intelligent fight. I thought fought by both fighters. I would be surprised if Atwell doesn't come out victorious on this one, though. You know, it was very close going in. I think that last takedown might have secured it. What do you think?
I agree. I think the takedown in the second round, and along with some good moments, gave him that round in that third round. It's hard to deny when you land on somebody and their head flies along with it. Roukie landed some good shots, but never popping the head back, never getting that big visual that damage occurred.
All right, we'll see what the judges have to say.
Probably another close one. Look forward to hearing your tally. Both fighters imploring to the crowd, giving the best optics as the judges tally up their scorecards and collect. Okay, we get a replay now. Oh, we got a separation. Look at that right hand by Atwell. Roukie had great success in the second round by getting into those fence clinches and then separating first and getting the strikes, but Atwell seemed to like that moment and found his own success in it. Great job. And we'll throw it down to Chris, who's walking into the cage now to read us the results. And Chris now for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, another incredible CageZilla fight right there. Let's hear it for both these guys putting on a great show. Now, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge 1 has scored the bout 30-27. Judge 2 has scored the bout 29-28. And Judge 3 has scored the bout 30-27. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Out of the blue corner, it's Jake Atwell.
Congratulations, Jake Atwell, on another successful amateur bout, now at 3-3. Congrats, Rising Tide Academy as well. And we'll be back with more CageZilla 75.
Like and subscribe to CageZilla.